We were in Pima on Friday for the Roughriders versus the Arizona Lutheran Coyotes as the teams battled in the rain that fell steadily throughout the game. After a phantom false start call that nullified the Riders' opening possession first down, Pima was forced to punt. But on the Coyotes' first play, Brandon Garcia lost the handle, and a fired-up Trevor Przinski recovered for Pima. Arizona Lutheran's defense was up to the task, however, and Pima turned the ball over on downs. On 3rd and inches, the wet conditions continued to play havoc as Brennan Hughes pokes the ball out of Garcia's grasp, and Jake Whitaker recovers the fumble for Pima's second takeaway on consecutive possessions. Again, Pima's offense couldn't take advantage of the fumble recovery and turned the ball over on 4 straight downs. The Coyotes then caught the Roughriders looking as Tyson Bisiolas rolls back and tosses one up for grabs off his back foot just before Trey Nelson gets to him. Jamie Hain is all alone as he gathers in the football, and they're not gonna catch him as he races to the end zone to open the scoring on this 54-yard play. The 2-point conversion was thwarted, and the Coyotes were up 6-0 with time running out in the first quarter. The Coyotes forced a punt on Pima's next possession, but it goes over Matthew Bernthal's head, and he bobbled the ball. Bernthal then ran into his own player, but somehow managed to evade the Pima tacklers as he made his way tiptoeing down the sidelines for a nice return. It looked like the Rough Rider defense had the Coyotes bottled up, but on a 3rd and 6, Tyson Bisiolas hit Hain on a perfectly set up screen pass that netted 35 yards for the Yotes and brought them into the red zone for the first time of the night, set up at Pima's 19-yard line. After multiple false starts, Arizona Lutheran faced 4th and 16, and Bisiolas hit Hain again, but the drive came up a yard short and Pima took over on downs. On 3rd and 5, deep in their own territory, Caleb Blair gets the ball off just as he gets munched by a pair of Coyotes, but he threw it right into double coverage, and Brandon Garcia has a play on the ball, but it bounces off his fingers, and Johnny on the spot, Hayden Ashby, says, "I'll take that," and snags the tipped ball out of the air for an 18-yard completion. Garcia redeemed himself on the very next play, however, as he fought off a stiff arm from Jake Whitaker and popped the ball out. Lawrence Harris emerged from the scrum with the ball for the Coyotes on Pima's 3rd turnover of the night. The Coyotes looked to immediately capitalize as Bisiolas tossed another jump ball to Hain, but Hayden Ashby was there to knock it down and say, "Not in my house." However, just 3 plays later, Garcia gets the ball in a reverse and races around the right side 30 yards to the pylon for the Coyotes' 2nd score of the night. Bisiolas gets bottled up as he attempted to swing right for the 2-point conversion, and with just under 6 minutes left in the half, Arizona Lutheran was up 12-0. Tyson Hawkins did some hard running for this first down and nearly had his head taken off as his helmet went flying. No flag was called on the play as Hawkins popped right back up and showed he was no worse for wear. Pima's drive was stopped as the Rough Riders turned the ball over on downs for the 4th time on the night. Before halftime, we have to show you this because it was one of the most egregious calls made by this ref. The same ref for the phantom false start calls a pass interference on Caleb Blair on this play as the Coyotes' Hain clearly initiates contact and pushes Blair to the ground while running over him. Blair pleaded his case to deaf ears, but this ref needs to review this game footage to see just how bad that call was. The call helped the Coyotes move the ball down the field and eventually score when this fumble went forward into the end zone and was recovered by Arizona Lutheran. As the band waited in the rain, the Rough Riders found themselves in an 18-0 hole at the end of the first half. We'll be right back with the second half highlights right after this brief message from our sponsor. Johnson Motors is proud to sponsor our local high school athletes. If you're in the game for a new ride, trust Johnson Motors for a great deal on a quality new or used vehicle. Shop our virtual showroom and then stop on by for a test drive. That's Johnson Motors in Safford. In the start of the second half, that pass out of the bunch set caught Pima off guard again as Bisiolas hit Garcia, who could go not all the way as he's caught from behind by Whitaker, but not before a 50-yard pickup. A few plays later, however, Garcia finished the drive as he entered the end zone standing up. The 2-point conversion was stopped again by Pima, but they found themselves down 24-0. The Rough Riders finally got it going offensively as Hughes hit Whitaker in stride for a 25-yard pass reception down to the 40-yard line. Facing 4th down and 6, Hughes launched a deep pass to Blair, who was blanketed by Bisciolis. After the ball falls to the ground, Bisciolis pushed off Blair and did the Allen Iverson stare down as I walk over you move, while not realizing he had been flagged for pass interference. Pima finished the drive with its only points on the night when Whitaker took this toss from Hughes 4 yards to pay dirt. The Coyotes threatened to score again in the 4th quarter after another bunch play pass to Garcia netted big yards, but the Rough Rider goal line defense was up to the task and kept them out of the end zone. Bisciolis made a good attempt as he rounded the right side and dove for the pylon, but the ref called him out of bounds and Pima took over. The Rough Rider offense couldn't move the ball, but the Coyotes gave it right back on their 3rd lost fumble. Pima was in a giving mood and returned the favor as Bisciolis managed to keep hold of this interception. The Coyotes then ran out the clock and left Ed Hubbard Field with the 24-6 victory. Reporting from Pima for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.